Hey everybody, how you doing? Mikey's back with a snus review in my garage. I normally don't review snus up here. Today I am. Why? Simple. It's loose snus. This is Kronan. Kronan, the Swiss barbarian. Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. This is loose snus. They're giving it a 2 out of 4 circles for strength. All the warning labels are written in Swedish, including on the back. Now, this Best By date was last October, but this has been in my freezer and then in my fridge and now up here. So this stuff, it keeps remarkably well if you keep it frozen. Snus stores really well. So I'm not real concerned about quality on this one. It should be perfectly fine. I did crack the can open just to hedge my bets and I wasn't going to ruin the video. So this is a fiberboard can. Get you up there. That's loose snus. It's essentially very nice smelling tobacco clay. Yeah, or tobacco mud. Very finely ground. This is treated differently than dip here in America. This stuff is essentially pasteurized. This is a pasteurized product. Sweden regulates their snus as a food product. So it has to live up to food grade standards. And literally, because this is pasteurized, I could eat this and it wouldn't hurt you. That's why it's considered a spit-free product. You can swallow it, doesn't hurt you. There's something that happens during the pasteurization process that renders a lot of the carcinogenic properties of the tobacco inert. It neutralizes it, puts it in like suspended animation. I'm not entirely sure the chemistry behind that, but a lot of the carcinogenic nature of the tobacco is eliminated. This stuff is probably one of the safest forms of tobacco on the planet. Sweden's done a bunch of studies on it. Hardly any conclusions linking it to cancer, gum disease, gum tooth loss, anything like that. It's remarkably safe. I'll just say that way. So, how do you take this stuff? Well, there's two ways. Well, a couple of ways. One, you can do a hillbilly pinch, just picking it up and shove it on your lip, hillbilly style. Two, you can take this and you can literally form a little ball with it. Let me grab a bunch. This is kind of crumbly. It's still cold from being in the fridge. Yeah, but look at this stuff. It's literally, it's like a clay. It's like, tobacco Play-Doh. Let me just put it that way. But you can grab a big chunk of it, if I can, and you can form it into what they call a pills, or a pill. You can just form it up into a piece. Form yourself a little ball, tightly packed, shove it in. That's one way of doing it, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing here in a minute. Another method, once I get all the tobacco off my fingers, is you can use what they call a priest master or a priest tool. Essentially what this is the cheapest one you can get. It's like $2. Dirt cheap. A lot of people say they're crap. I've had fairly decent luck using mine. Your mileage may vary. Now, there are better tools out there made of metal, made of wood, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 or more for the serious loose snoozer. Or if you're like me and cheap, you just use the $2 version. This has like a little plunger right here at the end. You can see it going in and out. Basically, I'll leave it out. You take it and you kind of shove it into the snus. And as you shove it into the snus, some of it works its way into the nozzle, pushing it up. I put some pressure on there to pack it down real good. And then you simply just push it out. Use the little slider here. And you push it out. And you get a handy dandy preformed pills. And then you slip that in your upper lip. Okay. Muddy, muddy, muddy goodness. I usually do these smaller. I only do usually about do a half of one. But for you guys, for science, I'm doing a whole one. Now, this stuff gets muddy real quick. You go, yeah. It's like mushing up and just forming into my gum. But you get a lot more flavor from loose snus than you do from the pouches or the portions. Yeah. Yeah. Up here it's doing fine. Down here where it's a little bit loose, it's mushing up and kind of going everywhere. But that's the nature of loose snus. So I should have used that little crease I did and shoved that in there. My lips aren't quite as puffy enough to take the full one, which I just shoved in my mouth. Taking one for the team. Getting bits of snus everywhere. But yeah, good flavor. And I don't have to worry about swallowing it because, yeah, not going to hurt me. Good flavor. Tastes really good. Natural tobacco. A little salt. It does hiccups. Tobacco hiccups. There they are. Now this stuff. Ooh, I just got too much in my mouth. Got a little too gung-ho and shoved that entire thing in there. I usually make them a little shorter so my dainty little lips can handle it. But I'm on camera. I'm going to show off for the guys. And yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It's tobacco Play-Doh. Is essentially what you're looking at here. Flavor. Natural tobacco. Some salt. A little bit of bergamot. The Swedes throw bergamot in pretty much everything. Bergamot, bergamot, bergamot. This does have an herbal quality to it. There's an underlying tone of some earthiness and some herbal, floral, very light. It accents the tobacco quite well. And these hiccups are not going away. Might be mid-strength, but with the amount I got shoved up here right now, I'm probably going to be feeling it shortly. Oh, tobacco memorabilia. I picked this bad boy up for cheap on Macari. This is when Grizzly first came out, they were in plastic cans. And I want to say 2006-ish, they switched to metal lids. This was their advertising. Metal lid upgrade comes standard. And it's got a sample of all the Grizzly lids, the kinds they had at the time. Long cut, fine cut, yeah. Long cut, fine cut wintergreen. They're natural. Long cut. Fine cut natural. Mint. That's their straight. That's their snuff. Now this is their 1900 long cut. So I think now it's just called long cut natural or extra long cut natural. They have their snuff pouches, wintergreen pouches, mint pouches, and straight pouches. So this is what they had back in the early 2000s when they did their metal upgrades. Now I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to stick it over here somewhere. But anyway, yeah, I got that. It cost me more to ship it to me than it did to actually buy it. Yeah. Back to the snus. This stuff is really good. If you like the natural snus flavored tobacco, this stuff's pretty good. It does have that herbally, slightly earthy undertone to it. The salt content is minimal. It's there. I can taste salt, but it's not overpowering. But some people don't like loose snus because mud. they call mudslides. This stuff, like I said, is essentially clay, tobacco Play-Doh. You put it in your mouth, it starts getting moist, and it just mushes. But nice thing about it mushing is it releases flavor, tons of flavor, way more than you get from a portion or a pouch. The flavor off of this stuff in loose form is really good, and it's long lasting. And it's here, and it's starting to mush out all the way back to here now. I got it all the way over here. It is just kind of forming in the upper lip and just hanging there like a little mud ball. Tobacco goodness mud ball. Yeah. Nicotine content moderate, although with the amount I got in, I am feeling it. Yeah, I'm feeling it fairly well right now, because this is more than I normally take. This is like twice what I normally take, just because I feel like showing off. Yeah. But if you like snus, and you've never tried it in its loose form, General makes a good loose. Gutenberg's Rapé makes a good loose. Kronan, there's a few others that are out there. They come in loose form. Mustang is another one that comes to mind. I haven't tried that one yet. They're really worth giving it a try. And you can make this stuff yourself fairly easily with a pressure cooker or an Instapot and some basic ingredients: tobacco, salt, an alkalizer. It's called washing soda. You can find it in most any grocery or hardware store. Arm & Hammer washing soda. That's what they use. A little bit of flavoring if you want to. Snus at Home has some really good guides. There's a couple of good Reddit groups out there for snus. One is just /snus, and the other one is DIY snus, do-it-yourself snus. And there's some good information we found there. And there's a couple of internet forums that are out there. One of the internet forums, the guy has put together a book that you can download for free. Has dip, chew, and snus recipes from all over the world that people, home recipes on how they do it. Just tons of information. I want to say it's the Fair Trade Tobacco Forum, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. I'll see if I can look it up, and I'll put it in the comments down below in the description. But there is like an ebook. You can either buy it for help support the guy, or he made it available for forum members to download for free if you just want a digital version of it in PDF. But yeah, if you've never tried loose snus, I suggest you give it a shot if you can get it. With the current FDA brouhaha in getting snus imported from Sweden, it can be hit or miss if you get it. There's like 4 sites that are still shipping. And some even with that, sometimes those guys get intercepted by customs. Usually not, but sometimes they do. I have an order with Mr. Snuff for some really oddball stuff. It was held by customs, but now it's been sent to the sorting facility. I have no idea when I'm going to see it, but hopefully sometime in the next week or so, it'll show up if it ever gets out of the sorting facility. But yeah. If you like oddball type tobaccos, like a tobacco toothpaste, yeah, stick around. Hopefully that package will get to me, and I'll be reviewing some really weird stuff. And I'm kind of scared to put some of it in my mouth, quite frankly. But yeah, this is Kronan. This is a natural with some herbal type undertones. Has an earthiness, herbalness to it in the background, but you get a really nice, rich, natural tobacco flavor. A little bit of salt, moderate nicotine content depending on how much you shove in your lip. But yeah, the only downside of the loose snus is it can get messy. So this is not something I suggest you do at work unless you're outdoors or in a place where people don't mind if you have mudslide brown teeth for a while. But if you're like me, where you're constantly talking to the public, it's not such a good idea. Stick to the portions. Anyway, this has been Kronan. Loose snus. This is Mikey. If you enjoy the content, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I do have a Patreon page going. Feel free to go and sign up over there. It's free. You can catch all of these reviews at least 7 days before they hit YouTube over there on Patreon. I do have some bonus content for stuff that YouTube doesn't allow on their platform anymore. I do it over there. because Patreon doesn't care. They're cool with it. You can join the paid membership if you want. I appreciate the support, but it is not required. So anyway, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Check out my other videos. I got tons of dip, chew, snooze, and snuff reviews, and I got more on the way. This is Mikey. I hope you all have a great day. Take care.